much money and chasing your dreams. DJ B turn to place everything. Marriage and relationships are not about rings. Trying to raise a family is so insane. He tries to keep politics off the brain. But sending in the questions he might just scream. Business and entrepreneurship is his thing. There is society.
Then there is reality.
That's my dad. That's my dad.
Welcome. I am BBT, and you can ask me anything. How y'all doing today? It has been a long time. I haven't been on here since December of 2022, but I'm back. I am back. BBT is in the building. It's me, BBT. You can ask me anything. I hope everything is going great on your end. My life has been moving steadily. A lot has changed. I've tried a lot of new things. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm here to just share what I know. I like to say, if you want to talk about relationships, you want to get the real on marriage, ask me. You want to learn a little bit about being a parent, get the real on what you got to deal with those kids, ask me. We'll talk about money. We'll talk about having some and then losing it all, having credit card debt, having a 0 credit score and an 850 credit score, ask me. We'll talk about running a business, how you get started, how you do it with no money, how you build it out, how you scale it, how you do it remotely, ask me. I'm BBT, and I have done a lot, and I just want to share what I know, and I want to learn from you. So, but definitely, I have been off of YouTube since December 2022. I went to post a show on December 2nd that year, and I was cited for hate. I did a reaction to an Alex Jones and Ye interview. That's when Ye was perceived to say some anti-Semitic things. He was planning to be president. And so I was cited for hate. I reviewed the video over and over again. I didn't think I did anything wrong, but it's part of the YouTube algorithm, their policies. I'm not the best at thoroughly reviewing that, understanding fully what I can and can't do. All I know is that that wasn't my intentions. But anyway, I was cited for hate and I was kicked off for 6 months. So, and once that happened, I said, F it, I'm not coming back. I don't need this. I need to focus on my family, my personal life, my money, my business. And so I said, I'm not doing YouTube no more. But guess what? I'm back. I am back, and I'm excited to be back. But a lot has happened since I got off YouTube this summer. I'm sorry, not the summer, that holiday season of 2022 in December. We went to Marrakesh, Morocco. I spent the holidays there with my wife and 2 kids. It was amazing. Their food tours, Marrakesh. It's so crazy is the following year, they had a really big earthquake, but I got a chance to see a lot of the city. I got a chance to tour it. We stayed in a pretty nice resort there. So the experience in Marrakesh was amazing. Hopefully one day I will be able to do a recap of that and share my experience with you. So if you're thinking of traveling there, maybe you could take some of my suggestions and it can help you have as good a time as we had. And then when we were leaving Marrakesh, we did stop through Lisbon, Portugal, stayed there for a couple of days. We had intended to stay longer, but our flight was delayed by a day, so that cut into our trip. So I didn't get a chance to see Lisbon as much as I would like, but the short time I was there, I liked it a lot, other than the traffic sucked big time. But other than that, Lisbon was pretty cool. I do plan to go back soon. And when I do that, hopefully I can recap that as well. I got into cigars, y'all. I go to a bar. There's a patio. We smoke cigars with the fellas. It's a great time. Sometimes when I'm at home, I'm in my courtyard. I will sit out in the courtyard and smoke a cigar. It's a hobby now. It's what I do. My favorite cigar is CAO Brasilia. I get my cigars off cigarbiz.com. Definitely check it out. You can get them for very cheap prices. You do got to bid on them, but there's a process to that. So definitely check out Cigar Biz if you want to get in cigars. Obviously, you can go to your local cigar shops and pick them up. But yeah, that's my thing now. I do that a couple times a week. Please don't tell me it's not healthy. I don't need to hear all that. But yeah, and with as far as that, yeah, I'm still in the gym every day. I'm probably average. I don't go every day like I used to. I probably go on average about 4-5 days a week. I do have a trainer. She kicks my ass 2 days a week. One day is upper body, the other day is legs. So I am staying fit, even though I picked up that cigar habit. I also got into sneakers, y'all. The interesting thing about sneakers, when I was in college, I prided myself on wearing all of the top brands. I did that for a long time. I used to want to show off and play basketball in all of my shoes. And so I dogged them out, not understanding that there would be a huge market for old classics and old shoes. And if I would have knew that, I would have preserved them a little bit better. I would have been selling them. I could have potentially made a lot of money. But, it is what it is. You live and you learn. And now I am back in it. Now, I don't necessarily do it and have to have this or have to have that. I just appreciate that I like when I wear a nice pair of shoes on my feet. I mean, when I moved to Miami in 2015, I pretty much all I wore were flip flops. I think during that span, probably up until I just got back in the sneakers in 2023, I don't think I spent over $100 on a pair of tennis shoes. But guess what? I'm back. I appreciate when I can wear a nice pair of shoes. And so, yeah, I don't know what my collection is yet, but it's getting up there. It's pretty cool. And hopefully I can, after a while, I'll probably be over this. And then I plan to turn this over to my son. He can sell them online. He can sell them in person. He could do what he want with them. But the long-term goal is to eventually pass them on to him. I clean them every time I wear them. So once he gets them, hopefully he can continue to do the same thing. Maybe he can make some money on them, or maybe he could just wear them like I do. So yeah, the sneaker game. I'm in it. I also went to a couple yoga retreats in 2023. Well, the end of 2023. I went to two. I went to Tulum and I went to Los Cabos. That was cool. I haven't been doing a lot of yoga lately, but I plan to get back into it soon. I like how I feel when I do it. If you do yoga, definitely you understand. But the retreats were dope. I plan to try to go to one or two this year. We'll see. I've cut down my traveling a little bit, and I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, those retreats were dope. I met some really cool people. The instructors were fire. And on that second trip, when we went to the second one, so the first one was in Tulum, and then the second one was in Los Cabos. The family met me in LA. We left Los Cabos. We went to LA, and then we went to Kauai. Kauai was fire, y'all. We stayed at the one hotel. It was only a couple of weeks old, and that resort was amazing, overlooking the mountains, the sunset. It was fantastic. I loved it there. I love Kauai. We were supposed to go to Kauai and Maui, but we ended up liking Kauai so much that we just stayed there the entire time. So at some point, I plan to do a recap of that experience and share with you. So if you travel to Kauai, hopefully some of my tips or suggestions can help you have a great as a great experience like I had. I don't know how I said that. Have a great experience. So then last summer, now this was the biggie of my time off of YouTube. We went to Madrid, Barcelona, Costa Brava, that's in Spain. Then we drove up to, um, shoot, France. Where did we drive up to? Cons. No, Cons was damn, it'll come up to me, but we went there. Why am I drawing a blank, y'all? We went to hold up. Y'all give me a second. This is my show, so I can take my time. Just give me 1 second, y'all. We went to come on. We went to Marseille. Why couldn't I think of Marseille? We went to from Costa Brava, we rented a car, we went up to Marseille, and then from Marseille, we drove to Saint Tropez. And let me tell you, I'm definitely going to do a recap on this trip, and I'll tell you why in a second, because something crazy happened to me on that trip. But we drove from Marseille to Saint Tropez, and let me tell y'all, if you've never driven that trip from we're driven into Saint Tropez, I don't want to ruin it for you, but let me just tell you, them cliffs are insane. I literally was driving like an old lady. Like I literally was so scared driving on them cliffs with no railings. Like, whew, I got to say that for the trip, but we went from Marseille to Saint Tropez to Cannes to Nice to and then we took a train up to Morocco. God, what's wrong with me? So that was a trip of a lifetime. I did that last summer. I did it with my wife and kids. I did it with my in-laws. It was too dope. I definitely plan to do a recap on that. Now, what made that trip a little crazy was when we were in Cannes, my book bag got stolen. My passports got stolen. My laptop got stolen. And yeah, so that kind of put a little damper on that trip. But I'm going to talk about that because I do think it happened in the hotel lobby. I do think, it was organized, but I'll save that and I'll tell you about that at a later time. So, but that was an amazing experience. First time doing that, be able to do it with the kids was phenomenal. So yeah, definitely South of France was dope. And then last year for my birthday, around my birthday time, I went to Portland, Oregon for the first time. I went to see one of my favorite artists, Coda the Friend. If you know me, you know that's one of the few artists, hip hop artists I listen to. He's a younger guy, very lyrical, very conscious, very inspirational, great music. So I had a chance to go see him. The family went with me the first time we did a concert together. That was super fly. First time seeing the city of Portland. The waterfalls, the scenery was amazing. I definitely would go back to Portland. The weather was pretty cool. Well, it was cold, but it was still dope. But yeah, so an amazing experience with Portland. And then back in late January, we went to St. Lucia. I've been wanting to go to St. Lucia for a very long time. I got a chance to see that amazing, beautiful island. The only drawback to that was that place is extremely expensive. I loved it, but I don't know if I'll ever go back. But it was one of them things that was on the bucket list. I got a chance to experience. Just me and the wife went. So yeah, St. Lucia was cool, but just know it's going to break the bank a little bit. And so the exciting news for me, two things. One, my kids got into one of the top schools in Florida. One of the reasons, let me tell y'all this. One of the reasons I got off YouTube because I realized in the fall of last year, I'm sorry, not one of the reasons I got off YouTube. One of the reasons I got off social media. I haven't been on social media in about 4 or 5 months. I do plan to go back soon, but I've been off for 4 or 5 months because I was like, I got to focus on me. I got to focus on my family. I got to focus on my business. I got to focus on my finances. These distractions are too much. And one of the big things I had to focus on was getting my kids into this new school. The decision was made, the current school they are in, we didn't want them to be in it no more. So I started researching, got some suggestions from friends. This particular school that they got into, I went to their website and I was like, it was amazing, top to bottom. And then when I went on the tour, I was like, what the? It was that dope, that amazing. And I said, I got to get them in. But then I realized like there were some requirements. My son, who's been in Montessori school for a very long time, didn't have the best grades, didn't have the best test scores. So we put our heads together as a family, said we gotta get this done. So we started challenging the kids, and they stepped up to the plate. My daughter got in, and then shortly after, my son got in, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited that the elective they're going to have offered to them. Excited about the sports that they could participate in. So yes, it was great news. It was great news for my babies to transition, who will be transitioning into new schools. So I'm excited about that. And then the last big update is that I'm opening up a new business. So back in December of 2022, I think I was still dabbling with the NFTs. I think that I was still focused on Body. I parked both of those things. Body is done. I could release it, but right now my focus is family and finances, and those passion projects, those big ideas. Hopefully, God gives me more time to bring it to life. But right now, I can't focus on that. Right now, I'm focused on my kids, focused on just trying to secure our financial future somewhat, trying to put some things in place that hopefully we won't be put in tight spots financially again. Obviously, I'm not in control of the future, but I think what I've learned from always swinging for home runs is sometimes it's best to just hit some base hits and just be consistent and patient. And that's where I'm at right now. So with this new venture, I'm going to be basically bringing what I do in Maryland, which is right at home. I service Charles, Calvert, St. Mary's counties in Maryland. And we did open an office in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So I have 4 offices. I cover 4 counties: Charles, Calvert, St. Mary's in Maryland, and then Fredericksburg in Virginia. So I plan to open up a location here in Florida. I plan to open up one that is going to cover Kendall West, Cutler Bay, Homestead, the Keys, down to Key West. So this is big news for me. And what is the most amazing thing about this is that I plan to do it with my wife and kids. I plan for this to be a family-owned business. I plan for us to grow it together. I plan to teach my babies how to run it. And they'll have the option and the choice to do whatever they want. We're putting them in a school where they'll have the opportunity to try different things. But ultimately, if they decide, hey, Dad, hey, Mom, I want to come and I want to work in the business, that opportunity will be there. So that's what I've been focusing on in my time off of YouTube. I hope you've been doing amazing. I've been on social media too, so I haven't been in understanding exactly what a lot of people have been doing. When you're off that social media thing, that thing takes up a lot of your time. And I haven't been on it. And so therefore, I just been focusing on me, focusing on my kids. Hold on, I just realized something. Focusing on me, focusing on my kids. Listen, y'all, it's gonna take me a while to get back in the mix. It's been a while, and I gotta get my routine going again, get back in my groove. I'll get there eventually, but it's been so long that I didn't forgot the things that I needed to do. But I will get back in the grind and get back in the rotation of doing consistent shows and doing them where everything is up to standards as we were doing in the past. So, that's it for me for now. Like I said, I will delve into more specifics with some of those things I've done, especially some of the trips, especially that experience in Cannes. So I'm excited about bringing the new to you. My goal is just to share my truth. My passion is seeking out the truth and then helping people where I can, helping myself, helping my kids. So that's me. Anyway, before I wrap up, I just want to share this quick little video with you guys, and then I will get up out of here. So
at one point, we hear, and this is all you. We hear, Jesus is king. We hear this, but that's all you. Then there's sometimes you just want to say, man, not fuck it, but you just want to say, man, this is what I'm feeling right now. Are you in that space where you're comfortable enough to say, this is where I am right now? I'm still a man of God. Jesus still is king, but this is vultures right now. This is where I am.
This is, but I have my issues with Jesus. There's a lot of stuff I went through that I prayed and I didn't see Jesus show up. So I had to put my experience in this world, my experience with my children, my experience with other people, my experience with my account, my experience with my brand, and my experience with the level of music that I was dealing with in my own hands. Like a lot of times I just feel like in our society in America, people, Christians, we depend on Jesus so much that we won't put the word in ourselves. And the main thing that really that I don't rock with is like, it's just always like, I'm gonna pray for you. And it's just like, you can actually physically do something yourself too, more than just pray. And we're so in this mentality that's all that needs to happen, but we ain't praying our way out of prison. We ain't praying our way out of the abortion clinics. We ain't praying our way to get our land back that was always ours after gentrification, after the Harlem Renaissance and Black Wall Street was burned to the ground. Them prayers ain't working. We have to apply actual physical building partnerships, and it don't start unless we could really be real with each other and say, this is what I did, this is what I did. Like, I mean, look at this. I know I'm not gonna third rail y'all interview, but look at the power of what happened when me and Kyrie was on the same page. See, that's what's scary. But what they do is they put us each in a silo and say, your grandmother gonna lose her crib, and this gonna, you know how many threats we've been dealt with? And I didn't pray my way through them threats either. I had to get up and do it myself. I had so much to do, I ain't had time to pray. So that's where my issue is. And look where I'm at today.
So that is Ye West giving his feelings in terms of how he feels with God, Jesus, however you want to define it. He has some problems, some issues with him. And me personally, I have no issue with that. At the end of the day, our faith is going to be tested. We're going to go through those scenarios, situations where we expect things to happen when we want to. But as the scripture and the songs go, he may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. I'm a strong believer in that. I'm a strong believer and understand it. And I understand that, the test and the humility process is going to happen. You're going to be humbled. I think that it needs to happen so we will understand that, listen, God, you're in control. And at the end of the day, I'm here to serve you. But as you're going through it, it's not always as simple as I'm a trust. Eventually you say, okay, what can I do? I'm not just going to sit here and pray and wait. I'm going to get out here and do something. And I think what Ye has to understand, it's not necessarily God is not necessarily always going to do it when we want it. I think it's just a matter, he is, just testing you to see if you're going to continue to trust and believe in him. And I think he does. I think that at the end of the day, he went so hard at it. He went so hard. Jesus is king, God, this, and that. And I think whatever we do, we got to do it in moderation. I think that we have to understand that it has to be balanced across the board. And I think sometimes when you go so hard at something, it's not maintainable. You can't maintain. It's like I tell my wife all the time, she wants to go to the gym and stay for 2 hours. And I'm like, how consistent can you be at that? Like, go for 15, 20 minutes, be consistent and build up a habit of doing it. I think that's the same thing with our faith. Like, we got to believe, we got to understand that you pray, you make an effort, and then you just, you put in the work. It's a combination. You pray, you believe, you have your faith, but then you put in the work. And I think that if your guiding principle is that I believe in something greater, I believe in God, the universe, no matter what happens, when you are tested, you know that eventually he's going to pull you through it. And the truth is in the pudding. You've been pulled through so many things before. I'm sure Ye can say the same thing. So, but at the end of the day, he's a very passionate dude in his work. I think he got to be very careful about look at me now. I mean, which is a true statement from his perspective. But at the end of the day, it's not possible without someone greater, with your mom, that angel looking over you. Because ultimately, that's how I feel how my life is. I believe that I am favored. I believe that we are all favored. I just believe that some people actually do the work. They take the gifts and the blessings that are given to them, and they actually go out and they do something about it. And I think, the interesting thing about this interview is, kind of part of the reason why I said, F it, I'm not going back on YouTube, or, hey, I'm getting off of social media. Right now, I'm focused on me and mine. And that's never been me. I've always been a person that I don't necessarily want to say the world, but I feel like I do have a lot of value to add. And if there's a platform to share, I want to share. But I have gone through this phase of I don't want the ridicule. I don't want the critics. I don't want uh, to be dealing with or worrying about anyone else. I want to focus on me. And I think sometimes God's like, nah, that's not why I put you here. I put you here to share what you know. I put you here to teach. I put you here to help. And the moment you stop doing that, I think God just spanks you. Pow, pow, pow. Like, nah. So at the end of the day, I think that if you do have that idea, if you do have that message to share it. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the platform as a yay or be on YouTube. It could be with your local community. It could be helping out in any capacity you can. I think that as long as we are sharing our gifts, we are trying, we are giving out information that could potentially help someone else, I believe that the blessings will continue to flow. And I think that at the end of the day, if you don't, I think that you know, the drama ensues. And although that's going to happen anyway, I think that it comes a little bit worse when you're not waking up every day with that mentality to help and to give back and to be there for others. So yeah, I think that's my 2 cents. That's it. Like I said, I have no issue with what Ye said. I think that happens to all of us where we question our faith. And I think that in understanding faith is a long-term process. It's not a finish line. It's something that we stick to. We stick with it, and we understand, like I said, it's not necessarily when we want it. If we keep putting in the work, keep putting in effort, it's going to happen. And I think about my life, and I think about all the things that I've wanted and I have. And there's more that I do want and more that I do want to do, but I feel so much at peace right now. And I'm just focused on that. But I also understand God wants me to be on this YouTube, be on social media and sharing what I know. And that's what I'm gonna do. So hopefully I see you all back on social media, and hopefully I'm back to doing consistent shows and sharing what I know. So I thank you all, and you have a great day with purpose. Peace.